Is it possible to write a new chapter, even after 17 seasons in the NFL? The answer may lie in the most unexpected signing of the week, the return of Josh Johnson to the Washington Commanders roster. At 38 years old, the veteran quarterback, known for having played for 14 different franchises in the league, has signed on for another season with the team from the capital. And yes, he's back to the place where it all began and became part of this unique journey, Washington. It's not every day we see a player with nearly 2 decades of experience, more than a dozen jerseys worn, and a resilience that defies the logic of the modern NFL. Josh Johnson was never a star in the traditional sense. Only 45 games played, 13 touchdowns, and 16 interceptions. But if there's something he represents like no one else, it's survival. The ability to stay relevant, even when the spotlight seems to have faded. His career includes stops in nearly every corner of the league, from Tampa Bay to San Francisco, from Baltimore to Detroit, and now he returns to Washington to compete with Marcus Mariota and Sam Hartman for the backup spot behind Jaden Daniels, the current Offensive Rookie of the Year. What to expect from Johnson in this new chapter? Maybe not eye-popping stats, but experience, football IQ, and a team spirit that could be crucial behind the scenes, especially in a locker room that's betting big on a young quarterback like Daniels. At the end of the day, Josh Johnson isn't just wearing another uniform. He's proving once again that every journey, no matter how unlikely, deserves respect. If you like this video and want to follow all the moves our team is making, subscribe to the Commanders Fan News Today channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single detail of this new era in Washington. And it's not just for the story that Josh Johnson deserves attention. His presence might play a silent but decisive role in Jaden Daniels' development. A veteran quarterback who's seen it all in the league may be exactly what a promising talent needs to mature faster, understand the inner workings of the NFL, and learn to deal with the inevitable ups and downs of a professional career. And there's more. With Marcus Mariota seeking a new opportunity and rookie Sam Hartman trying to prove his value, the battle for the backup spot is far from a formality. Johnson arrives with less external hype, true, but perhaps with more calmness, more experience, and a deeper understanding of the game that only time delivers. In a roster that has gone through many changes, the mental stability of a veteran like him might be an unexpected asset. The lingering question is, does Josh Johnson still have gas in the tank to surprise? Or will his role be more behind the scenes, as a mentor, as a silent support in critical moments? Either way, his arrival adds an extra layer of experience and depth to the quarterback room. And for a team that's betting heavily on a rebuild with young and strategic pieces, having someone who has lived through the extremes of the NFL could make all the difference. So, Commanders fans, stay tuned. Sometimes the most unlikely stories are the ones that most impact the locker room. And who knows, maybe even the results on the field. If you want to keep up with behind-the-scenes action, analysis, and hot news about the Washington Commanders, subscribe now to the Commanders Fan News Today channel and hit the notification bell. Here, the season never stops. As a Commanders fan, I must confess this Josh Johnson signing hits differently. It's not a superstar arriving. It's not a name that's going to make headlines or blow up social media. But there's something about this return that perfectly represents the spirit of rebuilding and resilience that's taking over Washington. Seeing a guy like Josh, who's been all over the NFL, return to our roster shows that this franchise is thinking beyond the obvious. It's thinking about balance, about the locker room, about culture. And if there's one thing we've learned in recent years, it's that culture matters. A championship team isn't built on talent alone. It needs leadership. People who know what it's like to be on the verge of being cut and still give their all every day. Josh Johnson is that kind of player. And honestly, I see this as a smart move by the coaching staff. While Jaden Daniels is growing and establishing himself as the face of the franchise, having someone like Josh in the background could be a huge difference maker. It's the kind of reinforcement the fans might not celebrate now, but that will matter down the line when the season gets tight. If he plays, great. If he doesn't, even better, because that means Jaden is healthy and progressing. But either way, Josh Johnson's presence gives me a peace of mind I didn't have before. And as a fan, I value that a lot. So if you're also excited about this new phase of our team and want to follow every step of the journey, subscribe to Commanders Fan News Today. Let's live this season together, with passion, with critique, with heart. And of course, with tons of content for everyone who breathes Washington Commanders football. And you know what? Seeing the front office make this kind of move just reinforces the idea that the Washington Commanders finally have a plan. For a long time, we were stuck in the rebuild or compete, debate, go all in, or develop the base. Now, it feels like everything is starting to come together, and every piece has its role. Josh Johnson might not take the field even once this year. And that's okay. Because just by being there at practice, in the film room, on the sideline, talking to Jaden Daniels between drives, he's already helping shape the future of the franchise. And that, to me, is worth a lot. I remember when we used to bring in veterans just to fill the roster. But now it's different. Now there's purpose. There's direction. And the most beautiful part of all this is that the franchise is looking forward without forgetting the past. Johnson has already worn our jersey. He knows its weight. And now he returns, perhaps to write the final chapter of his career where he once helped build history. This signing reminds me that football isn't just about numbers or stats. It's about narrative. It's about men who rise when the whole world thinks they've already fallen. And Josh Johnson is that, a living reminder that it's never too late to start over, and that in Washington, there will always be room for those who believe until the end. So if you, like me, feel something special is being born in Washington, hit that like button, subscribe to the Commanders Fan News Today channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss a thing. Because the season has already started behind the scenes, and trust me, it's promising. And if there's one thing Josh Johnson's story teaches us, it's that resilience is an underrated virtue. In a league where young quarterbacks are discarded after 2 or 3 bad games, he stayed quiet, determined, ready to step in when no one else would. And now he returns to Washington not as a promise, but as a symbol. A symbol that the NFL isn't only made of Mahomes, Burrow, or Allen. It's also made of those who hold the locker room together, those who don't make the headlines but are there, day after day, grinding with the same intensity as a Super Bowl. And maybe that's exactly what makes this return special for true Commanders followers. Because we know the value of every piece on the board. We know that victories are built in the details, in the guy holding the clipboard, in the one giving the right advice at the critical moment, in the one living the game even when not playing it. Josh Johnson didn't come to save the season, but he might save moments. He can prepare Daniels for big decisions. He can teach Hartman how to breathe when the pocket collapses. He can offer perspective to Mariota, who also knows what it's like to face expectations and restarts. And most importantly, he can bring calm to the fan base. Because in a young team, under construction, with a new head coach and a rookie quarterback, having a 17-year veteran in the group is like living wisdom walking around the practice field.